Morning Express with Rob and me. Weekdays starting at 6, only on HLN.
Okay, you gotta come here and listen to this. The attorney in South Carolina who was shot months after his wife and son were murdered is now accused of getting someone to shoot him in hopes of killing him in an insurance scheme. Authorities say Alex Murdaugh wanted his surviving son to be able to collect $10 million in insurance money after Murdaugh would have died. Good gracious, Marty Savage is joining us now. And these are more than accusations right now. At least there are charges, right, levied about this insurance scheme part.
Right, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, just when you thought that the story could not take any more turns or twists, it has taken a huge one here overnight. So it has to do with SLED. That's the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division. They've announced that they have made an arrest of Curtis Edward Smith, 61 years old. It's in connection to that shooting on September 4th of Alex Murdaugh that took place on a country road in Hampton County in which he was shot in the head. Now, originally, Murdaugh had said that, yeah, he was looking at a tire he thought had a leak. A guy pulls up on a pickup truck, and the next thing he knows, he's shot in the head. It turns out now, authorities say that Murdaugh himself has admitted to authorities that this was all a scheme in which he was working with Mr. Smith, had essentially co-conspired to have Smith shoot him in the head with a gun that Murdaugh provided, with the thought that he would be killed and that Murdaugh's family, that is his surviving son Buster Murdaugh, would be able to claim a $10 million life insurance, and presumably the other problems in Alex Murdaugh's life would go away. Now remember, he lost his wife and son to a shooting that took place on the family home back in June. So he had that tragedy he was dealing with. He has admitted to a drug addiction problem, and he was let go from his own law firm because they alleged that there were millions of dollars that he stole. So presumably he would get away with all of that by dying, and the money would go to his son. The authorities now are investigating. Here's the question, Robin. If a lawyer, which is what he is, would conspire to do such an extreme thing as to plot his own murder, and it didn't work, what else could he have conspired to do? What would he be capable of doing? His attorneys say that this has no bearing whatsoever on the murders of his wife and son. That is still an investigation. But law enforcement now is going to be torn. They have to look into this insurance fraud scheme while at the same time investigating the murders of his wife and son. It's just really stunning news.
It really is, and I think about the people around the area in which all this happened, the people of South Carolina, they are very familiar with this family, and wow, how just the way you view the family and what has happened, it must be so shocking.
It is. I mean, they've got a long history of law enforcement that goes back generations of being basically the district attorney in Hampton County there. And so people are shocked that suddenly a family that is so well known for respect of the law has now got one of their own who has been charged and, of course, is now being looked at so differently from what they thought they knew of the man.
All right. Marty Savage, thank you for the follow-up. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.